Hi everybody, Dr. Tommy Reed here at Physical Chiropractic, and I'm going to discuss a case that we had in our office about a post-op bilateral knee replacements and the problems and some of the treatments and the results after we took care of them. Okay, welcome back here. So we had a patient here that had bilateral knee replacement, a very active person prior to, of course, and came in here with okay range of motion in knees, maybe 120, 125, and a lot of typical stiffness and post-op stuff. The problem they had really was not the knee per se, it's their hip and their gait. They had a hard and difficult time to figure out why their gait wasn't normal. Like they didn't have that nice fluid walk. Now their surgery was probably 6 months out of one knee and probably a year with the other knee, sorry about that. So when he came to me, he had that typical swelling in the knee from post-op, of course, and a lot of scarring and stuff like that on the knee. But what was interesting about the hip is that the hip wasn't articulating correctly with the knee and the ankle and the foot as they did a normal gait. So the way you analyze what we had here was just to have a simple walk, just to walk and see what he's competing against and what he's working with. So what I've noticed right away is that because of his chronic situation with his knees, he had to adjust his gait to reduce his pain and really trying to change the way he walks to figure out how to go through a walking motion with his prior knee problem. So after he got the replacement, it was hard for him to revert back to his normal gait. So he was still in that poor gait, restricting kind of that movement or avoiding that before surgery knee pain. So the first thing I noticed was the hip movement. The hip movement, of course, was the major problem, and a little bounce and all that stuff, but more so the hip. The hip consisting that I targeted was the glute med and the tensor fascia lata. So what I noticed on this patient is that when he heel strike, he wasn't pushing his hip out or abducting his hip out or adducting his leg in. So it was that kind of that swaying. You want to see the hip sway, right? So as the right leg hits the ground, the right hip sways out. So the demonstration that I can have best is like a pendulum, right? The torso is staying still, but the legs are swinging. The legs are swinging. So that's what we didn't see. We saw a lot of the upper body swinging, and the lower body was staying consistently down the pathway of the walking line. So the first thing we started thinking about is glute med activation, and more importantly is that hip hike and the abduct and the hip engage or stretch, and then engage that glute med back and forth. So once that memory became a condition, you can see his gait improve tremendously fast. It goes fast. That's a tough thing when you're in post-op or really like injury, chronic injury, post-op, and to go back into a normal gait, you have to undo everything that you've done to avoid the pain or the post-op stuff and go back to your old gait. So the first thing that you have to understand is that it's a learning process, and be patient and understand that someone like myself or someone else has to analyze your gait and give you little individual exercises to break down that particular problem, and then just use one muscle group at a time, then another group, and then combine the whole kinetic chain together and do the whole fluid motion. So the best advice right now is take your deficiencies and work on one muscle at a time. Then add a couple muscles, synergistic muscles on. And then eventually get to the point where you're doing a dynamic movement and really have someone watch you do this thing. So if you have a problem with that, you can videotape yourself, see if you can break it down. But if you have a problem with that, come in the office. Let me see what's going on. And then let's get you back to being active. All right? Have a great day. Bye-bye.